All right, good morning, Cal Kids. Well, or whenever you're watching this, I guess maybe morning, maybe afternoon, maybe evening. I know we are in the middle of the budget project, and I want to just touch base with you. Today's stuff, or this week's stuff, is just a bit more about trying to figure out what kind of expenses are involved with living on your own. Specifically, today or whenever you get to it, is the meals. We're going to plan out a month's worth of food and try to figure out roughly what that would cost. And then there's also the car today, I think it's on Thursday. You're realistically probably going to have a car. And while some of you may have a car now and your parents have said they're going to give that car to you, not everybody's in that boat. And so we're going to talk about cars and what it costs to buy a car and maintain a car. So uh, I shared with you guys a meal planner. This is really just so you can get some ideas down on paper or virtually about what kind of meals you're going to do. You do not have to do the nutritional side of this thing. I borrowed this off of another website, and feel free to adapt this as much as you want. This is really not. I'm not interested in having you figure out all the calories and fat grams and stuff like that for your monthly meals. What we really want to do is get this so that we have an idea of what kinds of things you're going to eat, and then you're going to figure out some costs associated with the food. And what I would suggest for that is probably going to like Safeway's website, and how they do the online shopping thing now, and you can figure out kind of what that might cost you for a month. If you think you're going to eat out during the month, put that down. I'm not. Again, this whole project isn't designed to make you live like a hermit. I mean, you can live like a hermit if you want, but if you want to go out to eat, by all means, go out to eat. But the idea is to just try and get an idea of what your monthly food costs would look like. When it comes to the car, now the car has a couple of different things in here. My car cost worksheet is what you see here. And this is a document that was still loading. Has a lot of things in it that you can sort of use to figure out how much it's going to cost you on a monthly basis to own a vehicle. And lots of these things are editable. The yellows are editable, and the greens then are the calculated values. So for instance, if I decided that I wanted to buy a car that costs, $10,000 is a good car, but maybe, with your job, maybe you decide, what, I'd like to do, that's a 10,000, probably a used car. I'd like to buy a brand new car so that I know I have warranty and all that stuff on it. So maybe you have to spend a little bit more, like say $25,000 for a new car. Now the down payment, you're going to be, if you don't have $25,000 to buy a car right away, don't worry. Very few people do. So you would then say, well, I could put down a little bit of money, so you pay them what's called a down payment. Or if you had your old car and you could give that to the dealer, then they would give you some money for that car. They will never give you as much money as you could sell it for yourself. But there's a lot of convenience of being able just to trade in your old car. So you kind of have to trade off selling it yourself versus just giving it to the dealer. Maybe you don't have $5,000, maybe you just have $2,000. Additional finance costs, if any, put that at 0 because you don't want to be paying additional finance costs. Annual interest rate on loans. So that's a good question. So you're going to be new, starting out. You probably don't have very much credit history. This might be a little bit higher than 5%. If you already have a bank that you work with, maybe check out what they're doing for um, car loans right now. They probably advertise their rates on their website. The duration of the loan. So 3 years, it would take you 3 years to pay off your car, and would be paying $689.33 every month in your car payment. They go up quite a ways these days. 5 years is not uncommon, and you can see that lowers that monthly payment. Now, what that does do, though, is makes the amount you pay total for the car more, because you're paying that interest over a longer period of time. I'll show you later how to calculate that. And it is a significant bump up in the total amount of interest you pay. I have seen car companies going up to 84 months, which does make your monthly payment seem a lot better, but now you have to figure you've more than doubled the amount of time that you're going to be making those payments. So there's quite a bit more of interest involved. But those are some things that you can play around with. Down here, you'll have to do a little research on what state you're going to be living in to see what their annual licensing fees are. In the great state of Washington, I think I pay about $130 a month, or a year, sorry. And so that will help you figure out that monthly cost. Parking permits. So I don't know if you have a parking permit where you live. I'm lucky. I work at school and I park in front of my house, so I don't have a parking permit. Then down here, you can add in maintenance costs. What's it going to cost you for gas? Maybe you have a Tesla, so you don't have to put gas in there, but maybe you think about electricity bills, oil changes, car wash. It's nice to keep your car clean. And repairs and maintenance. Right now, I have it at 0 because it's a brand new car. But, that may be a different number for you, depending on your vehicle. And so at the end of this, it comes down and it says, look, here's your amount every month that's going to cost you to have your car. So that's a nice little worksheet to kind of help you figure out the cost of owning a car. All right. So that's your goal for this week, is to get your meals, your food costs figured out, get your car costs figured out, and we're going to hopefully meet on Friday, and we're going to start talking about how this is all coming together for you guys. I noticed on our Schoology that we've had a few folks turning some stuff in. That's great. Again, these are fun things that are meant to be interesting for you. So if you've done those, that's fantastic. If you haven't done them, it's not really a problem. It looks like a lot of you have done Find a Job and Find a Place already. And so in flipping through those, it looks those look really interesting. So I will keep flipping through those, and we'll talk more about it on Friday. So hopefully that lays out the week pretty nice for you. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me, email anytime. I am checking it on a fairly regular basis. I didn't check it too much over the weekend, the 4-day weekend. I did take a little bit of time off there, but I'll be on email most of the week. So, all right, hope you guys are doing well. Let's keep ourselves healthy out there, and keep going on this and everything else you guys are doing. And I will talk to you soon. All right, I'll see you guys Friday. Bye-bye.